Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Daily Wrap. Of course, I'm Darkside Phil, and I welcome you here to the recap show for the day. Today was Thursday, the 30th of June. That's right, the last day of June 2022. And it was a fun return day after having my day off yesterday. The pre-stream podcast. Wait a minute, the what? That's right, because ladies and gentlemen, today was a momentous day, a historic day. I have renamed and rebranded my podcast. It is now known as the Level 1 Podcast, and that's what we're going to be doing from now on. It's exactly the same as what the pre-stream podcast was, but instead now it's called the Level 1 Podcast, so it has a real name. If you want full explanation of why I changed it and all that, watch it. It was out live earlier today. Talked about all kinds of fun stuff during this, including not only the reasons for the change, but my day off. All kinds of fun stuff coming up this week, including multiple new playthroughs and the like. Tons of stuff was covered on the Level 1 podcast this morning, so give it a look, okay? Then, we jumped into the Cuphead Delicious Last Course DLC. In a nutshell, I can tell you this. It is amazing, and it sucks. Here's why. It's insanely good. 8 bosses, new island, great music, great hand-drawn art, great gameplay. Ms. Chalice is a great new character who has new abilities. It's very fun. I loved it. And it ended in 2.5 hours, and I was incredibly upset. It's just too short. It's only $8, so I'm not complaining about the cost or the value. I'm just saying we all waited 5 freaking years for this DLC. Remember, this DLC was announced relatively close after the launch of the game in 2017. We waited almost 5 whole years for it, and every reason given by the game devs, oh, the hand-drawn art takes too long, COVID delayed it, we wanted to have a work-life balance with our workers. I'm sorry, it doesn't justify 2.5 hours of content in 5 years. Like, people used to hand-draw cartoons for Warner Brothers and the like back in the day. Looney Tunes didn't take 5 years to draw 2.5 hours of cartoons. It's ridiculous, you know? So, to me, I get the feeling that the focus just wasn't there. They were working on other Cuphead things. If you take a look, Cuphead had multiple ports on different consoles. They wanted to sell it more widely and get more coverage there, make more money there. They had all this merch that was made for Cuphead. I've gone to stores and seen Cuphead merch in the store, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. Cuphead is now a series on Netflix. So I think what it was is their focus was elsewhere. And then when they finally, it was time to crunch and make the DLC, oops, COVID hit and it screwed them over and blindsided them. Because there is absolutely no way that it took them 5 years to pump out 2.5 hours of content. It's just ridiculous, okay? But again, what I played, I loved. So if you like Cuphead and you want to see me re-enjoy it, 8 new bosses, and by the way, the final boss is super challenging, the hardest one in the series, check it out. It's live right now on DSPGaming. I hope you enjoy it. And I loved every moment of it. I'm just pissed because there's who knows when we will ever see more Cuphead content ever again. If they make a sequel, what's it going to take them, 10 years to make it? I don't know. But anyway, I loved it, and I hope that you guys did too. Then tonight, we played more Castlevania Anniversary Collection and finished Castlevania 3. Took a little over an hour and a half to do so. The final boss against Dracula, very challenging. 3 different forms. Pretty tough. Got it done, and then did a little Q&A. So if you haven't seen the Q&A yet, I'm uploading it right now to the channel, or it will be live shortly. I hope you'll give it a look. It was just a half an hour just shooting the shit with my viewers. It was a good day overall. Of course, you're going to say, well, how was support, Phil, today? All right. Do you want me to be honest with you? We got some good gifted memberships on the first stream. Someone dropped a 10-member bomb, which was nice. There was a few others, so that was good. Super chats weren't bad at all today, you know, but tips were terrible. I don't know why. On the first stream, I think we made it was like $30 in tips, and the second stream didn't even make 20. So between the 2 streams today, I didn't even hit a tier 1 tips reward. What can I say? Maybe it's because it's the end of the month. Maybe it was the content just wasn't too interesting today. Maybe people were upset that the Cuphead DLC is so short. I have no idea. But I'm not going to sit here and freak out about it. We got 5 more full streaming days this week, you know? If this happens another day or 2 this week, yeah, then I'm going to freak out about it. Because like you guys know, tips are what I use to pay short-term stuff. And, you know, it's going to be what I use to get groceries and pay for my day off next week. It's going to be a group of bills coming up. Usually it's around the 9th and 10th of every month. So 2 really big bills that hit and I need to raise tips to pay those. So one day is not a big deal, and I'm not going to sit here and freak out about it. Some people were. They're like on the streams freaking out. Oh my God, there's no tips. It's not your fucking stream. Why are you freaking out? This is my business, my job, not yours. If I'm not freaking out, there's no reason for you to freak out. But what it is number one, some people are just accustomed to seeing a certain level of support. And then number two, people are trolls. And they're there to try to derail the stream and make people not enjoy the gameplay and instead freak out because no one's tipping like it's a giant deal. It's not, okay? Hopefully, things will pick up tomorrow. Let's talk about tomorrow, okay? On Friday, it's going to be the continuation of Sonic Origins on the first stream. We have about 2 stages left in Sonic the Hedgehog 3. And then we're heading into Sonic and Knuckles, which I have to still, do all the stages with Sonic, get all the Chaos Emeralds. So we got a whole other game to get through, all right? Am I doing all that in one day? Doubtful. I don't think I'm doing all that in one day. So probably it's going to be at least another 2 streams to beat it. The other question is, do you have to replay everything as Knuckles? Because that's a whole aspect of the Sonic and Knuckles games is that you play them as Knuckles and they're different. And I don't know if the story mode of the game has you do that or not. It certainly didn't have me select if I wanted to play with Sonic or Knuckles. So I'm assuming maybe, yeah, it will. And maybe I'll have to replay many of these stages, like the whole 2 games maybe as Knuckles. I have no idea. But I'm still enjoying myself. I hope you guys are liking the gameplay as well. So it continues tomorrow on the main stream. Then tomorrow night, the late stream is the continuation of my coverage of the Capcom Fighting Collection. But this time, it's Friday Night Fights. The usual Friday night session that I would do of old school Street Fighter. We're doing that tomorrow. I'm very excited for that because I really have been enjoying this game that I've been playing over the last week. Of course, now it'll be a mix of Vampire Savior, Hyper Street Fighter 2, and Gem Fighter Mini Mix, also known as Pocket Fighter. So, should be good variety tomorrow. Now, there will be some schedule changes because I beat Cuphead so quickly. All right, what I'm going to end up doing is what some people have been requesting. They've been saying, Phil, are you ever going to go back and do more offline arcade mode runs in the games you haven't played in this Capcom collection yet, like Red Earth or Cyberbots? Yeah, I'll probably do that on Saturday, because originally Saturday's main stream was supposed to be more Cuphead, and I've already beaten it. So probably we'll do that as like an audible on Saturday, okay? Also keep in mind, this Sunday is a double new game day. I'm playing a new RPG on the first stream, either Earthbound or Final Fantasy VII, and then I'm playing the Viewer's Choice game on the late stream. From what I'm to understand, a lot of people today swapped their votes over, and now the polling may have skewed. I'm not sure. I have to check. But anyway, that polling will continue till Sunday. So if you have voted on a Viewer's Choice game and you're like, oh, crap, it looks like the game I voted for, there's no chance it's going to make it, you can switch your vote to one of the top 3 games that can make it. Okay? All right. That's it for tonight, guys. Tomorrow on the pre-stream podcast, we'll talk a lot more. Oh, the pre-stream podcast. I meant the Level 1 podcast. Excuse me. Got to get used to calling it that now. We'll talk a lot more about various things coming up. Including if I make a decision about this RPG that I'm going to play, and also including new goals for the month of July, because I actually have some good ideas of new goals for the month of July. All right, guys, thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.